Greetings gamers, and welcome to another live stream this week. This week I'm busting out some Super Off-Road. This is actually the first version of the game that I ever played back in the day. I know it's based off of a very popular arcade game in the 80s, and it's one of the games that I've seen that has a whole lot of ports related to it. I'm doing the Sega Genesis version today because this one I have the most fond memories, because it's actually the first version I ever played, like I said before. As you can see, Sega does what Nintendo don't with the nice bikini wearing model girls here. I do like how you get to choose your stuff here. You'll go for B for acceleration. Sounds good. Nitro. It's always fine for that to be A. And heck yeah, I want the music on. Why not, right? Who doesn't want some music for this? Now, when you start off in this game, I have to say, it's got a lot of different ways you can approach it. So I really don't know what is the best route, because I just kind of swing it every time. And usually from the get-go, I like to do probably just give me some more top speed, you know. That's always a good investment. But this is a pretty straightforward game. I just remember that it gets pretty ridiculous in this game when you get to the higher levels, because the main character, which it's kind of funny, it's a big licensing issue with this game. I think the first port was for the NES, which is a very good port, but after you play like the Genesis port or the Super Nintendo port, it's a little bit harder to enjoy the NES one. But the one thing that the NES version has over all the other versions is that it actually supports 4 players. You greedy prick, stupid blue truck. But anyway, the NES, each version has its advantage from what I've experienced, because I've played it for the NES, I've played it for Genesis and the Super Nintendo. Now when it comes to the Super Nintendo, that one is pretty arcade accurate, just like the NES. This one is like the least arcade accurate, I think. But it has kind of some of its own unique tracks, I believe, the Sega Genesis version. But as I was saying with like the licensing issue, I think they kind of, the game's based off originally on the arcade and the NES. It's like Ivan Ironheart. And I guess they got sick of paying him money, because when they ported this to other systems after the NES and the arcade, they just took his name completely out of it. They just, changed, like the gray truck is technically him. And the gray truck gets ridiculous. Like he'll buy like 1 million nitros and like never stop. That's what you want to pay attention to, that bottom left hand corner. At least it says how many nitros the other cars got, so you can see if they're cheating or not. It's always interesting. Didn't get record time, but at least got first. But the standout thing, I have to say, for the Sega Genesis version is that obviously you'll have models with, bikinis on, which is always nice. And you'll have some unique tracks. The NES version is very accurate to the arcade. Does have Ivan Ironheart for licensing, and supports 4 players. But overall, obviously, it's an 8-bit system, so it's not going to look and play as nice as the 16-bit counterparts. But if you want 4-player action, go with the NES. If you want some unique tracks, then you go the route of Sega Genesis with some extra added bikini girl fun. And then the Super Nintendo version is also really good too, but that one you're not gonna, I don't think it has any bikini girls. I remember it being like pictures of trucks in the background. I can't remember what the trophy scene looked like though. That'd be interesting to see. But yeah, the Super Nintendo one is basically like the NES but 16-bit looking. It's got great sound graphics, and I think Toyota slapped their name all over that one because I remember it saying like Toyota trucks. Whereas on this Genesis version, in the beginning, when they show a picture of the truck, it doesn't say nothing about Toyota, so I guess Toyota didn't throw enough money at them. I guess we can catch up with what's going on with that fun, to say the least. Hey, what's going on, 40 Warrior and Ryu? That is a good way to get greeted when you enter a game. And it's all 16-bit fun with the ladies in it. Cannot go wrong. I think acceleration is really key in this one. I really like bumping up acceleration. Whoops. Technical difficulties. And, yeah, whenever I got spare cash, I just invested in the nitros, because literally once you got everything topped out in your vehicle, you just want to dump all your money in the nitros, because you'll just be nitroing around every corner. Whoa! But it's kind of interesting. It's almost like a Micro Machine game, it seems like, because your perspective. I don't know many games that have racing like this other than maybe like Danny Sullivan's Indy Heat and maybe Super Sprint. And those are the only ones, but this one's got like the isometric view. It's kind of cool. And I couldn't explain it. I could not get enough of this game as a kid. I used to rent it a lot. And actually, it brings me to a positive story about Funcoland back in the day. I remember I bought this game at Funcoland. I saved up some money, but I only had the cartridge. I then, like a few weeks later, went to a different Funcoland, saw that they had the box and manual. It was like up, you know, on the wall and stuff. And I said to him, hey, the other week I bought this game at a different Funcoland, and it didn't come with the box and manual. And, you know, even as a kid, I liked having the whole complete set, and I really liked the game. And I just asked him, can I have the box? And the guy's like, sure, take it. I mean, back then, you could just be like, hey, can I have the box and manual? I have the game. And they didn't care. Nowadays, I don't even want to know what happened. You ask for the box and manual. They're like, that's $25, sir. But I just remember that really being distinctive. Funcoland was the place to be back then. And we're not getting a good start here because I got to catch up. Maybe I'm not upgrading. My truck's bouncing around so much because of the shocks, which gets kind of annoying in these higher levels. When you do pick up money, if you get fourth, you don't get to keep that money. So I better figure something out quick. Use my nitros up. Seems like. Let's try to get ahead of him, because look at the gray truck. He's like on fire, man. He's going to finish the race before anybody else. And look, blue just wrapped around the corner. Oh, I still got second, though. Hey, I'll take it. It looked like he was ahead of me on that one. I'm not going to complain. I'm with you, Coola D. Ford over Toyota, but unfortunately the F-150 was not featured back then. It was all about the Toyota trucks. This series took a significant turn, I remember, because I love this game so much. I was like, heck yeah, man, I'm all about this game. And then I remember it came out for the N64, and it wasn't the same perspective, and I really fell in love with this perspective of playing this way. The N64 is like your typical race game. You just see behind the truck and you drive around. I haven't really played that one much. I might do it in the future just to compare and talk about it, because this is a series that I'm a big fan of. It's one of those series that don't really get the attention that it deserves, in my opinion. But unfortunately, the other disadvantage to the 16-bit counterparts is both of them do not support 4 players. You're only getting 2 players. It's the red truck and the blue truck. You never get to be yellow or gray. Nobody can ever be gray, because that's technically, you know, Ivan Ironheart there. And now you can already see at this point, I'm never getting first again because he's on fire. But it's funny, his initials are, what, PDM or something? I'm guessing they're the initials of like the programmers they changed it to for the licensing issues. Yeah, Micro Machines was gold with that guy that talks so fast. He's the first thing I think of in Micro Machines too. Micro Machines, blah blah blah. I don't even remember what that guy's name is, but I do know he's in the Guinness Book, I'll tell you that much, for the fastest talker. I don't know who's going to beat that guy anytime soon. But no, this is a great casual play game. All you got to do, it's kind of similar to RC Pro-Am, another isometric truck racing type game that I'm a big fan of. One of these days I got to get a game night rolling with Eric to do RC Pro-Am 2. We used to play that one a lot. That was a fun one, really good. RC Pro-Am 1, the biggest folly of that sucker is that it's one player, but still a good game. But no, I could always pop in some Super Off-Road. And just for variety, like I said, each port is just different enough that it's kind of like a different flavor, so it's fun to try out the NES, the Super Nintendo Genesis. If any of you guys have played one of the ports for this, tell me which one's your favorite and why. And they got some real serious thongs on these women. But that's Sega for you. And I don't know, I kind of need more speed. It feels like I'm too slow, so I'm going to go that route. I bet there's a method to the madness with this and the way to upgrade these things, but I have no clue. Alright, good times. There we go. Yeah, the other trick in this game you gotta watch out for is while you're driving around, I always enjoy like the names. Each track's named Wipeout, which is kind of nice. It's not like track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generic. They all have their own name to them. But like I was saying, you can easily get knocked in the wrong direction and do like a lap around incorrectly, then it counts against you. That can always get really tricky. And Gray's on fire. Stupid PDM. Look, he set a new record. But second place is okay, because it's just enough to keep buying more speed, which I need. This one just looks crazy. Like, what would this be like in real life? Look at the tilt on that. Yeah, I really don't ever take that route. Uh-oh, we don't need Blue thinking that he knows something here. And you actually catch up to Gray? Probably not. I'd have to get like infinite nitros or something. That's another thing I noticed. I looked up in GameFAQs. Man, look at this guy. He's setting records left and right. 32 seconds. The old record was 35. Yikes. Alright. Probably doesn't help that he's making so much money he can cap out his truck completely either. Well, the arcade is the original. It's not a port, but I mean, this one's tricky because you're bumping into these freaking walls. But no, it originally was on the arcade, and the arcade version is interesting because you actually, it supported, I think, 3 players, and you had a steering wheel and a gas pedal, and a brake, I think. So you had like 3 people crowded around a regular arcade cabinet. Oh, dang it, he turned me around. I still got second. Look at this, 26 seconds, this guy is unstoppable. But no, this was originally an arcade game, and it's kind of tough because, like I said, you had a steering wheel and a gas pedal to deal with. And, you know, as fun and cool as that is, I really prefer using a controller over a steering wheel with this setup here. I was not very good at it. I think Eric and I tried it at Galloping Ghost for a little bit when we went. And we just kind of said, we'll stick with the ports on the consoles. And I don't know if we were just biased because, you know, we grew up playing it on a console and never really the arcade version, but it is still pretty cool. It's one of the few arcade games that I know of, if the only one, that has literally 3 steering wheels on it. Look it up on Google and type Super Off-Road Arcade Cabinet. Take a look at that sucker. It's a very... Hey, I set a record. It's about time. Check out them. Hey, like them apples. Eat it, Gray. Finally got some money, too. Alright, let's boost the acceleration. That's capped out. Remaining money. I think the remaining 7, I think we'll just do an investment in some nitros, because those are the fail-safe. Tires and shocks, we'll get there eventually. Yeah, that is a good point. I don't think the trucks would finish either in real life. They just don't build them like they used to. Well, I go for $10,000 to go in last place here. I'm going to spend like 20 grand in nitros to catch up. I think the shocks and stuff help you when you're like splashing over this water. But I definitely got to at least get ahead of blue or yellow so I don't get bumped by this guy. Dang it. I can't catch up with these yo-yos. Ugh. Oh, now they're using the nitros. Let me... Oh, I got last in that one. Do I lose a life or something? What happens? I hope it doesn't bump all my power down. Dang it. The stupid water got me on that one. Okay, I used up basically all my nitros, it looks like, and I got no money. So, let's buy one nitro and pray I do better at the next race. That sucks. Yeah, the arcade version isn't bad, it's just way different, to say the least. Oh, come on. Stupid leaping lizards. Yeah, I'm starting to really feel these shocks now, these bumpier levels. I'm just crashing into everything. Look at this, I can't even recover from that bump. Dang leaping lizards. Alright, we'll make something work here. Yeah, now I'm really not doing well. And another thing about this game is I don't think... Look at how many nitros Gray has got, 78. That's his whole secret. He could just nitro the whole race. And I got last again. How many lives am I going to lose? Not doing well. I'm trying to see exactly what they do to you, other than not make any money. I don't know how many more lives you got. Alright. Whatever. One of these races I got to start placing. Alright, which is the better route? The center route or the outside? Looks like the outside probably would have been better. Pick up some money, so at least I make something. Oh, now yellow thinks he's going to be fancy good. Looks like just doing a big circle is better. Yep. I'm thinking that's the way to go. I gotta get some second place. I need the money. Buy some nitros. Think I might have got it. I'll take it. Of course, this guy's setting more records because he's unstoppable. Alright. Let's, tire shocks, nitros. I don't know. How much is the tires going to help? Do a couple tires, 3 nitros just in case. Oh, this one's tricky. I always get confused or knocked off. You got to do 1 and then 2. And wrap around here, 3. Like this one I don't think was in the arcade. Like this is one of those cool Sega Genesis exclusive tracks right here. Really creative, huh? Big old pig bog. Is that right? Pig bog? And this is like, you need shocks like yesterday and tires to get through this one. This is ridiculous. I can't even keep up with yellow here. Gray and blue are really going at it though. Come on, yellow, you... And it's really hard to even use any nitros because they're useless in the water. Yeah, we're getting last again. How long are we lasting? Not long tonight. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The 80 nitros in Gray. That is an excellent question. How are you supposed to win? Yeah, that's the one folly of this game. It's kind of like the sick joke of it, really. is that Gray just gets so insanely difficult. I don't know how the heck you're ever supposed to compete with him. I always looked at this track and it looks like a face to the right. Anybody else see that face? It's like a big nose I'm driving down and his mouth and two eyeballs. I can't help but look at that and be like, alright, we're driving over somebody's face, I guess. Or they did that on purpose, or that's just one of those like magic eye things. Some people see it and other people don't. Hey, I got second out of nowhere. I'll take it. Well, at least he can make more nitro money. Gray is all over it. No, the secret almost is, I mean, keep up the nitros. See, now here's the other cool thing. After you've done all the tracks, it seems like that was the last one, because now we're back to the first track. Then you get to play all of them backwards, which, you know, is different. It is a whole different effect, so it's a good way to recycle and still have a new racing effect. But I want to say this game really, I don't think it ever ends until maybe you run out of lives. I wasn't even paying attention if you get so many lives or not. But it just gets to the point that Gray's so ridiculous, it's like, yeah, good luck to you with that. There he is. Gray already, he's setting a new record. He broke his old record, look at that, by 7 seconds. Alright, I gotta look at this and say, what would Gray do? Alright. Get a little bit better here with the handling and the shocks. I think the shocks might have been key, because every time I'm driving over these bumps and stuff, I was really losing control of the truck really hard. Now I'm actually kind of able to keep up with Gray a little bit now that I've been concentrating on the shocks. So I don't know what fully the tires are doing, maybe tighter steering, but if I was to go back, I think I would have bought shocks a lot sooner. And acceleration and top speed are definitely as soon as you can do them, you know what I mean? Well, at least I grabbed that money last minute. Yeah, there's Gray. He just, I don't understand, is this like ZZ Top Racing? Why has every racer got to have a beard? Does anybody shave that's in this racket? Is it beard requirement? Heck yeah, invest in some shocks. Alright, we got the tires done, got the shocks almost there, and spend more on nitros. Alright, some more backwards fun. I'm just getting bullied. Well, we want to make sure Blue's doing pretty good on nitros. He's got like 30. Yellow's pretty much SOL. I just got to be really careful with my few nitros I got and see if I can start stockpiling them. There we go, good times. Nice. You tell him, PDM. You show Shaw who's boss. Yeah, Gray is pretty overpowered, to say the least, in this game. Alright, one more shock upgrade, and then we're fully capped out. Maybe I could hang with Gray. Yikes! This track backwards a pain in the butt. Come on, no time for you. Grab that money. Oh, I missed it. Everybody missed it. You think Gray would have grabbed it. Greedy ass Gray. Give me that. There we go. Eat my dust, Gray. What do you think about that? I'm going to teach you a lesson. I don't care if I got a nitro all the way. We got to teach you a lesson. Boom! Who beat Gray? That's right. And set his own record. Eat it, LL. That's Gray like them apples. Uh-oh, looks like somebody finally capped out their truck. Let the good times roll, guys. Now, what do you do with the rest of your money? It's called a whole lot of nitro fun. Time to be like Gray. Let's see if I can get my 90 nitros going here. Give me my 90 nitros, damn it. Well, if my truck is as high as it can get, why can't I easily keep up with Gray? I think he's still, I don't know, cheating? I never played the NES one enough to know if he gets that crazy and gets first all the time like this. I do recall in the Super Nintendo he gets that crazy. And this one, he's terrible. I mean, look at him. He's going to be lapping us soon. There's just some tracks. It's like that guy makes no mistakes, ever. He already nailed it and broke another record. He broke Tam's record. I agree with the sharp-dressed man. Well put. Yeah, in the 90s, the bearded guys were they were ahead of the curve for the Duck Dynasty fun. Nice. Well, there's nothing wrong with the Ass Man route, apparently. The what was that, WWF? I remember his theme song, I'm an Ass Man. Yeah, that was pretty crazy back then. Oh man, I'm struggling with yellow in front of me because he keeps blocking me. I got time for all this. Come on. I'm supposed to contend with gray over here. These nitros don't seem to be doing much of anything even when I'm hitting the button, but I think because of the water. You gotta really time those hits just right. Or they just go to waste. Well, there's gray speeding away some more. That is braggable, beating gray. The secret is a whole lot of nitros. Or it just seems like some tracks gray just isn't that great at for some reason. And other tracks he's like unstoppable no matter how good you are. So it's really not very well balanced. I don't know if there's any Game Genie codes for this one, but I'd like to start the game off with like infinite nitros. See if I could even still keep up with them. Because, you know, Gray's got his, 83, 82 now nitros? I didn't even know nitros would be legal in races. And are there even races like this? And, well, obviously it's based off a real-life person, so these races do exist. Boy, these would be pretty interesting to watch. Yeah, that's right, Badass Billy Gunn. Well, when you got everything else, you just buy nitros. When in doubt, buy nitros. Alright. Let's make Gray nervous. Let's make him nervous. Stupid yellow! Look at that! He clipped me! He's in cahoots with Gray. I was doing just fine. Until Yellow had to get in the way. Oh, that's just BS. Yellow, you go to hell and you die. Stupid Yellow. I would have had that too. Yeah, I do have to agree. I was much younger then too, but I was more into WWF. Once it became WWE, I don't even think I was watching the stuff really anymore. I mean, I'd know as much as people would talk about it that I was around, but I never really followed it hardcore. But when it was WWF, I was definitely all over it back in the day. Hulkamania ran wild on me back then. Well, Gray's at his old tricks at cutoff pass. Breaking his own records because he's that much of a badass. I'm with you, Ryu. Instead of watching people drive in a circle, just watch a bunch of trucks with these crazy tracks and driving through mud and water and crashing into each other. I mean, the racers really deserve their money because you're really risking your life. You could, like, flip your truck and everything. Oh, this track is a nightmare backwards. Dang it. Yep, that's my folly right there. Yep. This one you can't even nitro because you're just going to nitro into a frickin' wall. Well, I'm just going to collect money and hope for the best. Yeah, they're going to like lap me. I'm doing so bad. Dang it. They got me good on that one. Boulder Hill. Didn't even place. Man, I already got to use a continue. There's continues in this game? Oh, look at that. That's what they do to you. That's right. When you have to use a continue, they bump down everything. So that's like your punishment. Oh. Well, what do we want back? Dang, they hit you hard, man. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to need my speed back, that's for sure. So let's put that back in place and pray for the rest. Yeah, yellow, I don't want to hear it. Get out of my way. They take away my nitros too? I got like 30 still. Do they cut them in half or something? Man, I got to make money to replenish everything you stole off my truck. I love how I missed that sack of Scrooge McDuck money right there. I'm on. Second try's a charm, right? That's right. Take every little bit we... Oh, you wouldn't at least let me pick up the second bag? Damn gray. Oh man, don't ever get me started on the mozzarella sticks. Everybody's warned me. I think you guys warned me about how horrible those are. I never had them. But yeah, I have heard from others. They are definitely empty. Hey, those are fighting words saying you'd rather have Arby's. That's pretty rough. I'm with you, Kula D. White Castle actually does have the best mozzarella sticks for a fast food place. White Castle is the place to be for mozzarella sticks. The only other mozzarella sticks that are pretty good for fast food is if you guys have a Sonic by you. They have really good mozzarella sticks too. But other than those two places, I really wouldn't get them anywhere else. I mean, other than, you know, there are decent frozen ones you can buy, but I mean, just getting them from fast food, that's usually the best route. I mean, they're not really mozzarella sticks, but if you have a Culver's by you, those have cheese curds, which aren't too bad. Not exactly the same thing. They're basically little smaller versions of mozzarella sticks, like in niblet form, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I have no clue what the hell a crystal is. So, I don't think there's one anywhere near me if I have never heard of it. I've been pretty far around the Midwest, so that might not even be a Midwest thing, to say the least. Yeah, I should be replacing the acceleration. That's probably what's hurting me. Yikes. Keep that ball rolling somehow. Ugh, like how I take that extra path and I miss the money. So much leaping lizard. Does it count that I beat blue? Heck yeah, it does. You just got to cut them off right before gray ends the race. And that's another thing that I always thought was kind of weird about this game. It's like wherever you're at, when the first person finishes, the race ends. I mean, last time I checked race games, whoever crosses first, you gotta wait for everybody else to cross the finish line, and that's when they place. Yeah, well, pretty much that's all I really recommend at Sonic is the mozzarella sticks. I mean, a lot of people say the ice cream stuff's really good there. I haven't really had a chance to eat it. I mean, the one that's by me is in an area I'm rarely in, so I mean, everything's alright. That was really the best thing I remember having there is mozzarella sticks. But no, White Castle, that's always a good fix. Get your mozzarella sticks, get your, they also have really good onion rings. Actually has real onions in them, not like mashed mush. Like when you get the onion rings at like Burger King and you're like, whoa, what the hell is this? They put in some ring form. That's the one thing I don't understand why McDonald's never hopped on. They never offer onion rings ever. Well, did I just get first talking about onion rings? Well, I didn't beat his record, but hey, I got first at least. He must have been sleeping at the wheel. And I always notice when you have like the end of a race, and then you see the models, it's so hilarious that first place you get a blonde, second place you get a brunette, and third place you get a redhead. Is there some bias there that says, hey, blondes are best, brunettes are okay, and redheads are, you know, third rank? I mean, I always kind of got that message out of this game. I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, I can't get in trouble because, you know, my wife's a blonde, but a lot of other ladies out there might be pretty upset they're considered second and third place out there. And yeah, me beating this race, good luck. I almost never beat this one. Ugh. Especially doing it backwards is even worse. I'm already more confused about it than I want to be. I just hope I'm in a good place once he decides to cross it. Good old Gray. Come on, Gray, cross it while I'm hopefully in third. I was in second? Okay, I'll take it. Not arguing. Ah, the southeast, I gotcha. Now, I knew they must... So what exactly is a Crystals? Is that, I'm assuming, some type of fast food thing? I'm going to have to look that up after the stream. That's why I always like talking to you guys in different parts of the U.S. because, you know, what's common ground to you guys and me, sometimes there's a big gap, and it's always interesting to see what you guys get in your area versus mine. I mean, I'm in the Midwest, so I think I get a balance, a little bit of everything. But there are things that just don't survive out here. Like good old Shakey's. We used to have a lot of Shakey's, and Shakey's went away. I think there's still Shakey's on the coast or something. Damn, I got first again. See, I get the blonde because I'm first. Brunette second. Redhead third. Hey, you know, that's pretty popular at Burger King. I know what you mean, getting a few onion rings with your fries. It's like they're just shoveling it in such a hurry they don't care. It's like, hey, I ordered fries, but hey, I got some bonus onion rings. Wow, we're already repeating again, and it's backwards. Yeah, I think this is, once again, like RC Pro-Am, where I don't think it ever ends until you just run out of steam, and you're like, screw it, or you run out of lives. It's getting more and more difficult. Like, Gray is pushing Yellow to be, like, first now for some reason. I can't even keep up. Get out of the way! Oh, crud. That's gonna take a dent. 50 nitros and I'm going down. I can't even catch up with nitros. I keep hitting the whole time. Like, oh man, Yellow just came out of nowhere. He wanted a blonde bad. Hey, gotta use up a continue. So do you just keep saying, yeah, continue? And what, you just keep getting punished? And it's like, how much can you tolerate playing the game punished? That's what I'm getting out of it. Now this one we're doing the right way. Are they switching in between? Some backwards, some forwards? I don't know. I can't remember anymore. Everything's just becoming a big blur with this now. All I know is you just better keep pounding the nitro button if you're going to stand any chance in this for playing this long in this damn game. Gotta pick up that nitro. Screw you, Gray. How you like them apples? Photo finish right there. Oh, I didn't beat his record. That would have been the ultimate kick in the pants. Never heard of Cookout, but that sounds worthwhile. That's interesting. Screw it. Give me my top speed. That's what we're going to need. Give me my shocks, which I can't afford. So I'm stuck with tires and buying a nitro for shits and giggles. Alright. Boom. They're just all over it, these guys. And Yellow's just coming out of nowhere now. He's like, I'm sick of being last. And I just got to keep up with making enough money to keep the nitros full. I'm running low on the nitros, just trying to keep up with Gray. Alright, to heck with it. Gray can have it. I'm not going to spend 10 nitros to get second. Yeah, not a big fan of coleslaw on the burger. I mean, I'll do a blue cheese hamburger. That's alright for a little variety, but coleslaw, nah, you can keep that off the burger. Ugh. For that bag of money, it's like jinx. You can never get the damn thing. Ooh, there we go. Making it happen. Making it happen. Alright. We might have this one, guys. It's all about cliffhanger. Sylvester Stallone style. That's how it's done. Eat it, Gray. I get the blonde. Apparently that's what Grade says, is pound that nitro. Oh, we're almost recovered here from my punishment of continuing. So I'm guessing the continues are infinite as long as you're willing to keep getting punished for it. Alright, Fandango. I always thought Fandango was a way to buy movie tickets. Dang it, get out of the way, stupid yellow and blue. Ain't got time for your nonsense. Got a race with Gray here. If you even call it a race, it's more like me watching him win. I'll grab this bag of money so I have a chance of at least making something on this race. Because it sure as shit ain't first place. Yikes. Yeah, he's just going to break his record again. Because that's what he does. Well, we're fully backed and suited up. I think I got in me enough just to see what the first track is one more time while we talk about Gray and his nonsense here. Yeah, I just don't understand why they didn't support the 4-player option on the 16-bit machines. Like, is that so much more difficult to add into the game? I mean, if the NES could handle it, why the hell did the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo not have the option? I mean, I always liked how they had the 4-player options on the 16-bit and 8-bit machines, but I just never understood why it seemed like the 8-bit machine had a hell of a lot more 4-player options than the 16-bit ones. I wonder if you added them all up, how it even seems that way. Oh, gotta invest in some nitros like yesterday. There we go. Now we're filled back up. Fill her up. Fill her up. Alright. Good times. And some more good times. Make that happen. And survey says, keep cooking. Sheesh. It's so crowded. Yeah, Gray and his 82 nitros, because he can't get enough. Funny thing is, he doesn't even seem to use them that heavily. He's just that damn good. Wipeout it is. Wipeout it is. Yeah, but this game was so popular, it's literally ported to everything. I think it's on Game Boy, Game Gear, it's on NES, it's on Super Nintendo, obviously Sega Genesis. I don't know if it's on the Master System. I think just the Game Gear for some reason. It's on like DOS, it's on, I think it's on Lynx. The Atari Lynx has got a version of this game. I mean, it just... Whoever programmed this game, it must have been either really easy to port or they wanted to squeeze every last dime out of it and port it to everything under the sun. And I want to say there's an arcade port on, like, you know, Arcade Game Classics for some system, I'm sure, too, if you want the arcade one. I might try out the arcade one of these days, bust out the MAME or something. I've been chewing on doing that for a stream, maybe doing some arcade games and hook up the MAME. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys think if MAME stream would be a good idea in the future, and if it is, then give me some suggestions, because when it comes to arcade games, I mostly think of you know, great multiplayer ones. What are some good actual single-player arcade games that'd be good for some streams? Because I try my best to lean towards multiplayer games to be game nights, because obviously it's more fun to have two people playing them. But there's always exceptions to the rule, too. $20 for your gas tank getting filled, man. That's bringing me way back. I think $20 might get you a couple gallons just to get home if you're lucky. See, I'm alright on this track as long as it's not backwards. I'm good. There we go. I even beat Gray. How you like them apples? And I beat Gray's record. Spit on you, Gray. I keep calling him Gray even though it's like PDM. Just easier to yell at a color than a name. Take that, Gray. No, you're alright, Coolity. This one did not make it to the TurboGrafx. I would have loved to play a TurboGrafx version with its cool sound chip. It would have been interesting to hear what tunes it would have cranked out. But it was ported to a lot of things, but no, TurboGrafx didn't make the cut. I think it's because, well, all these 16-bit ports were kind of near the end of the life of the TurboGrafx. If the TurboGrafx was more popular in the US, probably would have made it. I'm surprised they didn't at least do it for the PC Engine in Japan, but then again, what does Japan care about this, you know? Alright, I broke my old record and put a new record, I'm assuming. Getting good out of nowhere. Isn't there a state in the United States where it's illegal to pump your own gas? And they have to pump it for you? It's basically full service, and it just has to be that way for whatever reason. I remember a friend of mine said as he was driving, and they're like, he like went out to fill up his own gas tank, and they're like, get back in the car, and he's like, what the hell are you talking about? No, we got this. He's like, I ain't tipping you. He's like trying to do it. They're like, it's the law, and he thought he was BSing them, but no, it was it's a state law. You don't fill your own gas for whatever reason. I don't know how that got passed, but not that I would complain. It would be nice to actually have a full-service gas station around here. No, I'm not even that old to know what a full-service gas station's like. Nobody's looking under the hood and filling up the air in my tires. Not unless you're paying them. Well, a few more nitros and pray. That's all we can do. Got my nitros up to 71. What do you think about that, Gray? It's going to be like a nitro fight. Leaping lizards every flippin' time. This is like one of my worst tracks for some reason. I must always muck it up somehow. This time I'm just going to remember and keep nitroing. Ugh. Yeah, how you like that, Gray? Yellow got in your way. That takes me back. Haha! Nothing about 20 nitros can't fix. Still didn't beat his damn record. Ah, I gotcha. It is New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to Jersey, so it's out of my realm of understanding. Yeah, this should be called long cut because it sure as shit ain't a shortcut. Come on. Nice. I'm really mucking that one up. Well, look at the bright side, guys. There's a new game night posting tomorrow, I believe. And it's quite an interesting one, to say the least. As tomorrow's Friday, right? Yeah. Since we didn't have as many this year, we've been trying to flip them every other week. It's getting hard to keep the demand up, to say the least. But it'll be interesting to see how that one rolls out. Yay, my least favorite track. The good old pig bog. It's like, yeah, what are we going to name this? Well, it's got water and nothing resembles a pig at all, but what the hell? Let's call it pig bog. You know, get the hell out of the way here. Ugh. Stupid Gray can't keep up. No. And last minute hits the old button. That's how he rolls. Well, all your investment just goes to nitros. I think we're finally there. Volcano Valley. Might be our finale one here. So just do what Gray would do. Which, like I said, he's going so fast and he's not even using the nitros. And yellow's just an obstacle no matter what. Hey, like that. And I broke his record. Spit on you, Gray. Ah! I think that's it, but I'll just double check. Let's see if it's back to the first track. Yep, it is. So, I'm pausing right about there. Well, guys, we've seen the tracks forwards, backwards. We've seen Gray be crazy and still somehow be able to squeak out a win here and there against him. But no, this game, I mean, I don't understand why these race games don't come to an end. I guess I do understand. Maybe they don't ever want to come to an end, but that's really the only folly of this one. You can play it forever, so I basically just play it until I've had my fill. And my thumb tells me I've had my fill, but very fun game. Great replay value. It's a great casual play, I call them. It's like you don't know what to play, you just want to play some old retro fun, and you want to have some racing to it. Just pop this one in. It's a great game for 15 minutes. It's a great game for, I don't know, what's the stream length? About an hour. So That's about what I'd give it, about an hour tops. Maybe a little bit more time if you're playing with a friend, because, you know, it always is more fun that way. But either way, let me know in the future, guys, other streams and ideas that you guys got, and any other games that you guys would like to recommend that maybe I have or I don't have. I'll find out when I get there. But definitely stay posted for tomorrow. We'll have a new game night posting, and I'll talk to you guys next time. But till then, take it easy. Thanks for coming out, guys.